Here are the top headlines making news at Campus News Channel today. South African Police Service Commissioner accused the Police Minister of derailing probe into political killings. MK Party has filed a motion of non-confidence in Ramaphosa over failure to fire Mchunu. United States lawmaker advance bill that could sanction South Africa over its foreign policy. These are the headlines making news today. You are watching Campus News Channel. A major clash has erupted at the top of South Africa police leadership. KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has accused Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of interfering in probes in political killings. Martha Masinga is at the police station to file this report.
Thank you from the studio. It is I, Martha Masinga, reporting live at the Umhlanga police station. This is one of the police stations where the Lieutenant Mr. Mkhwanazi generally overrules. And today we have a special guest with us. We have the SAPS spokesperson, Mrs. Baloyi Shalat. She's going to be with us today to give us a few insights or her takes on the recent scandal that is involving Mr. Lieutenant Mkhwanazi and the Police Minister, Mr. Senzo Mchunu. We welcome you here at CCN, Mrs. Baloyi. So I would like to ask you, what do you think or what is your take on this whole situation or the allegations made by the lieutenant that state that the disbandment of the political killings task team was orchestrated or made to protect politically connected people in a criminal syndicate from being prosecuted, and that with the assistance of Minister Mchunu? Like, do you think this may be true or false? Are the allegations true or false?
Okay, thank you, Miss Martha. My answer is no. I cannot confirm that the disbursement was planned to protect the politically connected people, but the decision does raise serious concerns. The ending task team witnesses the fight against political killings and creates suspicions of political interference. Even if there were other reasons, the lack of transparency damages public trust. For accountability to be restored, clear explanation and independent oversight are necessary.
Oh yeah. Okay, we thank you for your cooperation with us here at the CNN network today. So thank you for being with us, and until next time, back to the studio.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has placed Mchunu on leave and appointed Professor Firoz Kachalia as acting minister while announcing a judicial commission of inquiry. These stakes are high as in political killings have surged in 2020 with KwaZulu-Natal as the epicenter. 19 politically linked murders were recorded in the province last year alone. The inquiry will now test whether South Africa's police can investigate political violence without fear or interference. The Umkhonto party has filed motions of no confidence in President Cyril Ramaphosa. The party accuses the president of failing to fire Police Minister Senzo Mchunu amid allegations of interference in political killing investigations. The MK party has also called for the vote to be conducted by secret ballot. While the motion is unlikely to pass without broader opposition support, analysts say it tests the balance of power in a deeply fragmented parliament and keeps law and order scandals in the center of South Africa's political debate. This motion could shape public perception of Ramaphosa's authority and accountability. Ms. Latrenda Munyuko, a political analyst, is here in the studio with us. Welcome to Campus News Network, Latrenda, and I believe that you are good. Now tell us, what are the chances of a motion of non-confidence actually succeeding in the parliament?
Thank you so much, Bontle. I'm so delighted to be here today. Given the current party numbers, the motion needs the opposition's support to pass. However, it serves as a symbolic pressure for President Cyril Ramaphosa to act.
Now, is this motion a real threat to Ramaphosa's authority, or is just a symbolic pressure?
It is more likely a symbolic pressure, but it keeps the laws and scandals at the oversight of national politics, which then potentially influences the public's perceptions on the president's accountability.
How did this political scandal interest with a coalition era in politics?
In fragmented politics, these scandals become bargaining chips. And this motion could prompt the police oversight reforms, which later promote greater accountability. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Latrenda, for joining us here at Campus News Network. The information was really insightful for the viewers. Keep well.
Thank you.
United States lawmakers have advanced a bill that could see South Africa facing sanctions over its foreign policy. The United States-South Africa Bilateral Relations Review Act, passed by the House Foreign Affairs Committee, calls for a full review of ties and names certain ANC leaders who may be targeted. Lawmakers point to South Africa's stance on Russia and its alignment with BRICS as reasons. If approved by both chambers, the bill could threaten South Africa's duty-free trade under AGOA, which supports key exports like citrus and wines. Let's cross over to Janki Mulele, who's at Oracle Park in California. Hi Janki, what's happening there?
Thank you very much, Bontle. I'm here in South Africa. Remember, this is also about the South Africa as a whole. So we will be interviewing of the individuals just keep just check wherever we can actually find so that we can interview them. They will actually share the feel about us.
I'm from South Africa. My name is Bontle.
Thank you very much. As you already know, if maybe you have heard something else, so I would like to ask you some few questions based on the US sections and against also the South Africans. So, what do you think are the potential economic impact of South African sections, business, jobs, or access to the jobs and services?
No, thank you very much, Mr. Mulele. The economic debacle that is currently happening between South Africa and the United States of America would not have much impact when it comes to the jobs and businesses in South Africa, because what we're exporting to America, we're exporting, if you look, most of the things are the agricultural sector exports that are going to the United States. So our manufacturing side of things, like the vehicles that we manufacture in South Africa, we export them to Middle East and the Far East and European countries, not into the US market. So, and then from South Africa, it's only Western Cape and some part of Northern Capes that are allowed to export agricultural goods to the United States of America. So they will not have much impact in the economy of South Africa. As the Reserve Bank has indicated, it's only about 0.2% of the economy that will be impacted when it comes to that trade deficit between the United States of America and South Africa.
Thank you very much. Second question, what do you think the South African government should respond to the US sanctions?
You know, I think for South Africa, it's a hard time now that you know what, we shouldn't be bullied when it comes to the trade market with the USA, because our Minister of Trade and Industry, Pakistau, reached to the United States Embassy to say that because of the 30% that we have of a trade deficit between South Africa and the United States of America, South Africa wanted to buy more because remember, Mr. Mulele, the tariffs, the 30% tariffs becomes because of South Africans who are buying less from the USA than what they are buying from us. So that 30% is just to balance the equations of what we are spending between the USA and South Africa. So we're buying from the USA, they're buying from us. So they're buying currently more from South Africa than South Africa is buying from them. So we have a trade deficit of 30%. So now America is implementing this trade sanctions on South Africa, the tariffs of 30% in the goods that we are exporting to the United States so that they can reach a trade deficit. But we want the South African government as it's been indicated by the minister, we want to buy more stuff from the United States, but they haven't came to the government and responded to the questions that the government has sent to them to say that we can buy their petroleum and some other goods from the United States to South Africa.
Thank you very much. The last question. What message would you like to convey to policymakers in South Africa regarding this issue of US
Sanctions.
yes.
No, thank you once again, Mr. Mulela. But if you look at what is currently happening, the US market is not the biggest market in South Africa, right? So that we're trading with, because now China is our number one trading partner, followed by the USA. And USA is not actually very far apart from Germany in the third place, because it's about 1% difference between the US market and the German market. So I think the US market has lost that power, you know, from being the first trading partner when it comes to South Africa, because China is number one. I think from South African government and the policymakers, because we're having African free trade now, where all the markets of Africa will be open. We can trade with everyone in Africa without having the trade deficit or having the trade debacle that are currently happening. So we must look into South Africa is one of the biggest developed markets in the African continent. So we must look at exporting our goods more into African countries instead of us depending to the Western countries. So Africa is there. There's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of development that is currently happening in Africa. So South African government must look inwards into trading with fellow African countries. That's where the potential is.
Thank you very much. We really hope that the information that you actually shared will actually enlighten the lawmakers here in South Africa. Back to you, Bontle. Thank you.
Recapping on the top headlines, South African Police Service Commissioner accused the Police Minister of derailing probe into political killings. MK Party has filed a motion of non-confidence in Ramaphosa over failure to fire Mchunu, and United States lawmakers advance bill that could sanction South Africa over its foreign policy. That wraps up the news at Campus News Network. Thank you for tuning in. Until we meet again, ke nna Bontle Bogopa, ke Ramoshate.